Hey everyone, this is Tally with TGN. We are here in the Bastion of Twilight, Halfus Wyrmbreaker 10-man normal. Now in this battle, there's a few aspects you have to watch out for. A lot of abilities going on here. There are 4 dragons in a cage full of whelps. Each of these dragons and the whelps control a certain aspect of the fight. For instance, the minute I unchain all the whelps, that big fire breath going on right now, the damage is reduced. As you can see, the raid is not taking that much damage. Had we not unlocked that cage for the whelps, we would be taking massive AoE damage. We were taking about 9k per tick. Now, after that, we were taking about 3k. So the Storm Rider in this battle controls the Shadow Nova as he's casting right now. It's I believe, a 2-second cast. If you do not bring up the Storm Rider, Halfus' Shadow Nova is a 0.2-second cast, which is impossible to interrupt, and it knocks everyone back for a great amount of shadow damage. So that's basically the fight. All these dragons control a certain aspect of the fight. Now, not all 4 dragons will be up at one time. On heroic mode, when we tried it out in beta, it was all 10 dragons, all 4 dragons that were up. Now, we decided to, number 1, get the whelps out, because we were taking so much AoE damage that our healer's mana couldn't really take it. So we took care of those. And by the way, if you go back, I was doing 28k damage AoE to everything. Cleave, 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 cleave. We decided to get rid of the Storm Rider. The Storm Rider controls the Shadow Nova. That is mandatory. There is no way in hell you can interrupt a 0.2-second cast every 11 to 15, 14 seconds. Once you let him loose, his Shadow Nova, I believe it's 1.5 seconds, maybe. I was mistaken before I said 2. I think it's 1.5 seconds when you look at the video, which is more manageable. So we had a Warrior tank and a Fury Warrior on him the entire time doing that. Now, on the left side, you see there's a Slate Dragon. Then, I believe to the left of that, there's another dragon. Now, the other dragon that we decided not to bring up, what he controlled was Frenzied Assault on the boss. As you can see, he has the buff right there. And Frenzied Assault gives him 100% attack speed. Now, the tanks weren't taking too much damage. We weren't taking barely any damage from the boss at all. So 100% attack speed really was easily healable. So we didn't have to worry about that. So we left that dragon down. Now, if you notice the other dragon, the Slate Dragon that's asleep on the upper left-hand corner of the screen, he controls the Mortal Strike buff that Halfus gets. But every week, you will get a different set of dragons. You might get the same two weeks in a row. Maybe next week, we'll get the Slate Dragon and the Whelps and the Nether Dragon. But who knows? Now, here's Furious Roar. This starts to happen at about 50%. Now, what Halfus does with Furious Roar is he yells at you like a big, ugly-ass, motherfucking-looking behemoth. He does it 3 times. We're going to experience it again in a few seconds here. And he yells 3 times with his Furious Roar. Each Furious Roar knocks you down. And what happens is, after the 3rd one, he immediately casts a Shadow Nova. So what you need to do to interrupt that quick, here we go. 1, 2, second knockdown. 3, second knockdown, and there's a quick Shadow Nova right afterward that got interrupted. So what do we do for that? What we did was, instead of just, letting the Shadow Nova go, which is obviously the wrong thing to do, we had either a mage blink out of the stun, we had Paladin's bubble out of it to get an interrupt up on the boss. That's what you have to do, basically. You can either let the Shadow Nova go, take an intense amount of shadow damage, or you could just use some sort of, trinket or PvP trinket or some sort of, blink, bubble, whatever you have to do to get out of that last Furious Roar, in order to get that Shadow Nova down. But other than that, the fight was a piece of cake. For every dragon we downed, set of whelps included, the boss takes 50% more damage. So we took out the whelps and the Storm Rider, meaning that now the boss is taking 100% more damage from us. And as you can see that from the intense amount of damage I'm doing. I'm actually not too far behind on DPS, if you can see there. I'm right behind the Rep Pally and the Fury Warrior. In the beginning of the fight, with all the AoE, I was doing 28k. I was 4th and 5th. So tanks are doing a lot more damage. Our main tank was 3rd on DPS because he probably had so much vengeance that he was just smacking the shit out of the boss for about probably 100k plus. But other than that, that's what happens throughout the entire fight. All the dragons control a certain aspect of the fight. When you lift the dragons up, when you unleash the dragons, all those abilities are more toned down. They are not totally taken out, but they are toned down to a point where everything is actually healable. So, I urge you, little whelps first, take care of it. Halfus Wyrmbreaker, 10-man Bastion of Twilight. Next video, double dragons, baby. This has been Tally with TGN. WoW.tgn.tv. Visit our new forums, worldofwarcraft.tgn.tv. You can also follow me on Twitter. I'm tweeting like every fucking bazillion million seconds of the day now because I'm loving it. Towel the Tank, TOWELTHETANK. Peace out.